Good evening. This is Candy Akomolede-thompson of this Niger Speaks. I'm here this evening because I have two sad news. One is the passing away of my very dear friend, John Chukwuma Coffie, who died recently in Accra, Ghana, after visiting Warri in Nigeria on the vacation. May his soul rest in peace. Secondly, I am baffled and I am mourning the loss of the Nigerian Green Eagles to Spain. As a Nigerian growing up in Nigeria during the olden days, the structure of soccer, the structure of football in Nigeria evolved all the way from primary school to secondary school. You know, not a whole lot of university, but into the clubs. We have all these clubs that have rivalries in Nigeria, and that was when the Green Eagles was flying very, very high. If you're my generation, you will remember the Enugu Rangers. You will remember the Superstore in Lagos. You will remember the Levante stores in Lagos. You will remember the Nigerian, the Ibadan NNDC. You will remember the Water Corporation in Ibadan. And then you will remember a whole lot of clubs that came all the way from the north. And if you want to go through from one nation to the other, you will remember the Ashanti Kotoko, the Ethiopia clubs and things like that. So during the time I was growing up, soccer is a very big thing, in our lives. So, and for me to see the present Green Eagles the way they were, dismantled, and the way they played for these past 4 games that we watched, and to see the attitude of our players, and then especially to see the attitude of people around us giving excuses for their loss and things like that, it kind of baffles me, and that is the reason why, right now I'm in a little bit of grief. I'm crying for my country. In every aspect of Nigeria, we tend to agree, or we tend to support to mediocrity. All the way from the street level into the corporate world in Nigeria, everything is like, well, whatever we do it, we do it in the Nigerian way, even if it's successful or if it's not successful. I think that mentality has to stop. If we have to go into global, arena and disgrace ourselves, we might as well just stay within our borders. We cannot condone mediocrity. Okay, we cannot condone mediocrity. We are 160 million people and still growing. I think we can find some people who can play football in that country. Okay, I just came back recently from Nigeria. If you go under the Third Mainland Bridge, you will see some small kids who are playing fantastic football. Not because they really want to do it, but they have no choice. And that is the way we've been, brought up in Nigeria. It's just beyond my imagination that we cannot find 11 players or 23 players who can play a perfect soccer for our country. Okay, this is beyond imagination. I cannot believe 160 million people cannot produce 23 to 24 players that can be perfect for Nigeria. Okay, so we have to stop all this mediocrity. We have to stop giving out or or doing things that makes us laughing stock of other countries. We're calling ourselves champions of Africa, the big elephant in Africa. What are we doing to show it? Mediocrity. Even in politics, we are still very, very lag behind. In everything we do it for granted, as if the God is going to come all the way from heaven and shove it into our hands to do it. No, Lord gives us the knowledge. Lord gives us the knowledge to think of how to do things. The Lord cannot come down and do it physically. He did not do it for the Israelis when they were looking for their promised land. Okay? We have to start thinking positively. We have to start putting people that are right for all this position to take over, what all these mediocre people are doing. If you look at my blog, this Nigerian Speaks, I always call all these present politicians going all around, I would calling them vagabonds in power. Not only because I hate them, I do not know them personally, but for the way they are running the government, the way they are running things in Nigeria. You cannot tell me that educated people who are as educated as we are in that country, cannot find the right people to lead us into the promised land. This is just, to me, is mind-boggling. So I have to come out today just to, to plead and to express my sorrow for my loved native land. It is sad. It is very, very sad that out of 160 million people, we cannot produce 23 to 26 good players that can represent our country in the right way. It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace. On Facebook, if you look on the websites, you will see everybody complaining or everybody saying whatever they want to say. It does not make sense, and it makes us look bad. In the United States and the rest of the world, Nigerians are contributing positively towards better things in those areas. Why can't we do it at home? It's just mind-boggling. For all the talents that we have in Nigeria, for all the natural resources we have in Nigeria, for us to be living in mediocre states of what we do, of what is going on, is mind-boggling. And I think it's time for people who can do better things to step up. Please, we have to do this. If we cannot do it for our generation, please do it for our kids. They are already suffering. They are already in hunger. They cannot find employment. Despite the fact that when you look around, there are so many economic opportunities surrounding them. But because of lack of leadership, we are going down the drain. Thank you for listening to me. I might be whining. I might be talking out of, probably you say, oh, this guy is probably crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I'm just doing the best I can to help the nation, to help the country that I love so much. And that I know that we have talents that can produce better things for us. Thank you.